Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. My name is James Caldwell and I am speaking for spillitboy.com. You know what? Here we go again. I have actually received a video from one of my viewers that I see all the time, the Renegade Star. Thank you so much for sending the video. Now, I had actually run into this video days before, and I had actually seen it. And I kind of was staying away from it. I kind of stayed away from it because it drug up a whole lot of feelings. So I kind of stayed away from it. The name of the video is How Not to React When Your Child Tells You That He's Gay. So I had watched it and everything like that. Justin J did a reaction to it, and I commented on Justin's. And then also Much Love from KY. She actually did. Nina did a video on it. And I commented on hers, on her reaction as well. And with that, I kind of walked off from it, and I didn't touch it. I didn't share it. I shared the reaction. I shared Nina's reaction to it and Justin's reaction, but I didn't share the actual video. I just kind of left it alone. I just didn't put my take on it. I just left my comments and I kind of left it alone. But now, since I have my own people who follow me are wanting to know what I think, then I guess I feel compelled to go ahead and tell you what I feel, because that's what I do. I mean, sometimes what I put out there is a little uncomfortable for me, but that's what this is all about, right? If you're real, you're real. So I'm telling you now, I'm gonna be a little uncomfortable, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share what I have on the video. First off, let me play some of the footage from the video for you, so you'll see what the whole hoopla is about. Okay? Hold with me, guys. Let me grab that footage for you.
Daniel, I want to tell you before I say anything else that I love you. Now, I know that you're not going to believe that, but it is true.
Oh, I believe it.
So, and I have known that you were gay since you were a tiny little boy.
Mm-hmm. So you would know at this point it's not a choice.
And you have made a choice.
I have not made a
evidently
choice.
from what you told your daddy.
I have not made a choice. I have not made a choice. I have been, from the moment I come out of my mother's uterus, I have been that way. Probably long before I come out of her uterus. Yes. Mm-hmm.
No, you can deny it all you want to, but I believe in the Word of God, and God creates nobody that way. It's a path that you have chosen to choose.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you believe it the way you want to believe it, because I cannot change that.
This is the way I'll put that part. I have taken basic biology and psychology, and it's determined within the first 6 weeks of birth what your personality is going to be, and that's part of your personality, and you cannot change it, and it's a scientific proof, not based off of a book.
You go by all the scientific stuff you want to. I'm going by the Word of God.
Well, scientific proof trumps the Word of God.
No, it doesn't, in my opinion.
Well, in my opinion, it does, because there's scientific proof. That's
Well,
why it's
all right,
called scientific proof.
Okay, I'm not going to argue that point with you, but I'm going to tell you that you have chosen that path. We will not support you any longer. You will need to move out and find wherever you can to live and do what you want to, because I will not let people believe that I condone what you do.
Okay. Well, I will be out by Thursday night at midnight. How about that?
All right.
I'll be completely out, and you'll never, ever have to see me again.
If that's the way you choose it, that's fine.
No, that's not what I'm choosing. I'm doing what you're telling me to do, and you're disowning me. So that proves how much of a person you are. In fact, can I live in your basement since it's your house and you're my mother? Really? So all of that support that you told me about?
Oh, I support you. I don't support what you do.
And we don't support your habit.
What you do.
No.
And I have a lot of friends that are gay. but they're friends.
See,
They're not related to me.
that's not what you told me that day on the couch. That doesn't seem very motherly to me.
And disowning your dad and telling him that he's a racist and that your dad didn't raise you, your dad's gone to bat for you for the last 20 years of your life. That man's put a roof over your head. He's put food on your table.
That's
He's
not
No.
raising.
You say
wait a minute.
none of these people have raised you. You're full of shit. And you told me on the phone that you made that choice. You know you wasn't born that way. You know damn good and well you made that choice. You know that this man has done everything he can to raise you. And you told me right on that damn phone that that was a choice you made. He didn't need to blame himself. So don't fill these people full of bullshit, Daniel.
You're twisting my words. You are
Twist everybody.
You are a completely different person.
Let me tell you something, you little bitch.
No, you're not gonna fucking hit me.
No! You son of a bitch! Off me! Bitch! Get off me!
Let me tell you something.
Keep going down! No!
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh,
Stop it.
get off of me! What's wrong with you?
Bring it here, you
What's
fucking
wrong
shit.
with you?
You don't tell lies on me, you little piece of shit!
I didn't. I trusted you.
You've never trusted me! You
You
trusted
just-
more shit with me than anybody!
Hey, come here.
I'll beat your
I
fucking
claim
ass.
you as my own mother.
Listen, cut this out.
What is wrong with you people?
No, what's wrong with you?
No, what is wrong with you people?
What's wrong with you?
No.
Run your mouth on Facebook about me. I've done everything in the world.
I'll be right back.
Everything in the world for you.
I haven't run my mouth about
The
you at
hell
all.
you haven't.
What if
Tell me. I'm
What have
telling
I
you right
said?
now.
Ashley,
Go get it.
You get-
Show me. Pull it up on Facebook and you show
I
me.
don't have you on Facebook.
Well, go get
because
her.
You're a disgrace.
I'm not a disgrace.
Yeah, you are.
No, you're not. No, I am
Yeah,
not.
you are. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say that you are.
Okay. So, it's getting ready to get real in the field here, okay? Now, this little incident, this is not an isolated incident. That's what people need to know. This type of shit literally goes on every day. You know, I wasn't very shocked by it, which I think a lot of people who saw the video was really shocked by it. Now, it should be shocking, but it's not, because the bullshit goes on all the time. You know, I'm just amazed that it has not gotten any easier. It's never gotten any easier. It's still this big deal. You know what I mean? It's this big deal. But the contradictory nature of these people is what got me. The woman started right in saying, before I get started, I'm going to tell you that I love you, and I know you may not believe it, because she didn't believe it. Okay? She was running around saying the things she thought she was supposed to say. Okay? And then she told him, she went on to tell this child, I knew you were gay when you were a little boy. Okay? Now, did y'all catch this? And then she went in not 30 seconds later and said, you know, you've made a choice to live your life that way, and now we basically want you out of the house. Did I miss something? How is it that you knew he was gay from the time he was a little boy, but all of a sudden he made a choice to be gay? Which one is it, bitch? Foolishness. And they really got caught up on whether he chose to be gay or whether he was made that way. Fuck all that. Who even cares? Who cares? That was not the issue at hand. The issue at hand was you found out that the boy was gay, so now you don't want nothing to do with him. That's the motherfucking issue. Now, they could dance all night around all that other bullshit they were talking about, because that's just what it was. Bullshit. All of that they had going on was bullshit. No one gave a fuck. Who cares about your scientific proof? Who cares about her going, I'm going with the word of God. I love that. You lead now with the word of God, trying to make up for what the fuck you wanted to do. You want to disown your child. You don't want him around you. You don't want the embarrassment of having a gay child. Well, guess what? He still lives. He still exists. He's still going to be gay, whether you deal with him or not. They were power struggling. And he was too. He did things that weren't right in the conversation as well. The first thing, he videotaped him. He videotaped him because he knew he was going to put their motherfucking ass on blast. He knew he was going to put their asses on blast because he knew half of their issue is that they are embarrassed. They're embarrassed. That's all I got. All of the blow up was about the embarrassment of it all. You talked about me on Facebook. Did I lie on you? The man sat right there and called the boy a queer. You're a queer and you're a disgrace. Really? Who talks to their kids like that? You were sitting around calling your boy names. The names that he would be called out in the fucking street. But then you're mad at him and you're going to disown him because now he's went to the public and let the public know that you fucking talk to him like that. And you're embarrassed. A bunch of self-serving bastards is what they were. And again, I don't even know that the issue is that he's gay. It really was a big deal about the fact that now people knew. And what were people going to say? Who gives a good fuck? Who cares? Who cares? But again, he was pushing and pulling with them. Steadily pushing and pulling with them. Fuck them. I wouldn't have been pushing and pulling with them. You know, it was what it was. He knew what that conversation was going to be when he sat down. I mean, and they just kept going and they kept contradicting themselves. I'm going with the word of God. Really? Where in the fuck does it say to throw your child out of the house? Where does it say to stop loving a person because they're doing something that you don't agree with? That is not the word of God. Now, I don't know what God you're talking about, but that's not the word of God. The word of God is love. Nowhere in that Bible will you find where it's okay for you to hate anybody. And I've said that before. Now, we can argue all day about what it says about homosexuality and all that. Who gives a shit? One thing that I do know, and I would love a motherfucker to show me, where in the Bible does it ever give you permission to hate another one of God's children? Go find it and get the fuck back with me, because I ain't never seen it. Ain't never seen it, but I've heard talk of it. But I ain't never seen it. I've never seen where it ever says that one of you human motherfuckers running around was allowed to go hate one of God's children. The gay ones, the murderers, the whores, the adulterers. You're not allowed to hate nobody, nor mistreat. That ain't in that Bible. Okay? So back up off of that motherfucking Bible with all that bullshit. This totally has to do with worrying about what somebody else thinks. And then that brings back the question, do you really love that child? Do you really love that child? And I don't say that you loved anything that you could disown, walk off from. You didn't love it. You love it when it's convenient for you. And see, I understand these things because I've been through these things. I'm 42 years in on this. No, this video did not shock me. It didn't shock me at all. You know, and as a matter of fact, I think I would have preferred that my situation been this. I would have preferred to actually have been disowned. See, because I went through a life still going. I'm 42 years old. I went through a life of people saying what they thought was supposed to be said. And they were all lies. They're all lies. That's what drove me to actually write my story. They were all lies. I have the grandmother that's the bravado. You know, I have the aunt that is the bravado. You be the best of whatever it is. You be whatever you want. You fucking be the best at it. Yeah, And then in other crowds, my aunt calls me faggots. Really? How does that work? How does that work? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I would have rather, literally have been disowned. I know now. It would have been, see, I was already taking care of my motherfucking self. So it wouldn't have made no difference. Okay? Because monetarily, I took care of my motherfucking self. I paid my way all the way from age 14. Okay? So, wasn't no motherfucker taking care of me. I was taking care of me already. Okay? But to go and get all the way into my 30s and 40s and all the shit that's been said, yeah, I'm good on Tuesday, but I ain't good on Wednesday. And then one day I just got tired. I just got tired one day. I could see it all around me. Dumb shit. And I'm not going to go all on and on and on. If you want to know the story, you can read my book. But, dumb shit. Literally. Everybody knows, well, everybody don't know, but I do female impersonation. I've been doing it since 1993. And I'm just going to throw this out there at you about a motherfucker worried about what some motherfucker say next door or across the street. This is just an example. I lived in the house with my grandmother, okay? Paying rent and all that bullshit, but we lived in the house together. Here, I do drag. I got nothing but aunts and cousins and this, that, and whole groups of family members come down to the bar for the show. The owners of the bar know them. Oh yeah, that's Milan's grandmother. This, that, and the other. This person, praise them. Oh, we don't see this very often. When a whole family comes out this way and these numbers and supports, we love it, we love it. And they praise them. For years, this went on. But what nobody knew was that here I wasn't even allowed to get dressed at home for the show. Nor was I allowed to come back home dressed for the show. But you're going to have your motherfucking ass at the show. How much sense does that make? Do you see what I'm saying? That's just one example of the bullshit when you contradict yourself. And it's all because at the end of the day, you want to worry about what a motherfucker next door says. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? And then one day I just, I'm growing and I'm aging. I'm in my early 20s at the time. One day I just said, fuck that. I'm not doing that no more. I'm getting rides, going to somebody else's house and staying out. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. And you don't have a problem asking me for $50 or $100 of the money I made from the show. Really? So one day, I went right the fuck on to start getting dressed. She was getting dressed too. It was a beautiful sight. I was putting on my motherfucking royal blue pantyhose and she was putting on her green ones. And said, well, what are you doing? I said, I'm getting the fuck dressed. I'm getting dressed. What are you doing? You know you can, girl, going out of my face with that, Miss Thelma. Going out my face. Rent paid, and I ain't hearing that bullshit. Okay? You paying rent somewhere, don't you go in that motherfucker and pull your pantyhose up? Well, motherfucker, I'm going to pull my pantyhose up over here. Okay? And that's how I kind of broke down after a while. But I went over that and over that. So no, this video did not shock me. I've been through some of the same old bullshit. Now, the little physical part, no, ain't nobody wanted to rumble with me in the house. Ain't nobody want to do all that. They ain't want to do all that. We didn't have all that. God knows I'd have been open to a couple head knocks, baby, because they were ridiculous. No, we didn't have that. We had a lot of verbal. And then when that woman said, I have friends that are gay, but they're not family. They're friends. You're not their friend, bitch. Ridiculous. And I see a lot of that. Because it makes me chuckle when I look at people who they've been so cool with me over the years. And then something happens and then one of their kids is gay. Now you got an issue. So that means you got an issue with me too. But maybe not. Because see, it's different when it's one of your own. Puts a fucking chuckle in my belly. And I could tell you I have a few family members who were horrible to me growing up. Horrible. And they now have gay children or gay grandchildren. Do you think that's a coincidence? That ain't no goddamn coincidence. That's karma. And I tell you before, karma is a black, dirty bitch. And those things put a chuckle in my belly. Now you go deal. You go deal. A mess. It's a mess. And it doesn't get any easier. I feel really bad for that young man. I really do. Because I don't know. It didn't seem like he had really a plan of what he was going to do. But on the other hand, like I said, he kind of got on my nerves with some of the tug and pull that he was doing with them. And, oh, well, since you're my mother, can I go over and be at your house? And she told him no. Rotten. And from what I got from it, she seemed like the motherfucker that told him to go ahead and it was going to be okay to come on out and she would have his back. And when it came time, that bitch turncoated on him like a motherfucker. Because I didn't believe for 1 minute, that boy ain't sat on that phone. Now, how hard as he argued about choice versus born, he ain't sat on the phone and told that bitch it was his fault and all that. He ain't said that. As soon as he said, you're twisting my words, I said, that's what I thought. They were a rotten group of motherfuckers, and they will never have any luck throwing that boy into the streets like that. It's horrible. But again, like I said, I kind of wish that had actually happened to me, that I actually got disowned at an early age and I think I'd have got over it faster. But again, I guess I really can't speak on that so much because it didn't really happen to me. But I know it's been a very hurtful thing to go so many years. And now I'm literally walking around purging friendships and not dealing with people that I should have really left alone years and years and years ago. And that's what I'm working that daily. Like daily, I'm separating myself from family and friends that so-called friends that I should have never been bothered with in the first place. So I don't know. It's hurtful and it's very stupid. It's very stupid, and I'm getting ready to wrap this up, but it's very stupid. Why the fuck do you care? Why do you care? And again, it always comes back to that I'm afraid of what someone's going to say. I'm afraid. And with my situation, what the fuck, everybody was saying it already, so it really didn't make a difference. It didn't make a difference. People tell me all the time, we knew you were gay from the time you was 2 or 3 years old. So, really? Really? Who gives a fuck? Everybody outside had already said what they wanted to say. Fuck, but people from the inside, trust me, has said more. Has said more. Ridiculous. And it started up high and then it worked down low. I don't get it. It's crazy. It really is crazy. But anyway, that was the thing. I believe the child, he just has a family full of jackasses that literally are worried about what the public is going to say. Again, like I said, my whole drag thing, that was the same thing with my grandmother. She was worried about what the people were going to say. And really, what the fuck could they say? Because, trust me, my drag wasn't no joke, and it ain't no joke. I walk right the fuck on out, and half of the motherfuckers that is living that would have had something to say, I can outgirl on any day. So I didn't understand it. It's like, girl, turn around and motherfucking laugh. Turn around and laugh, because what the fuck do you care about some manly-looking bitch mad because I look like a girl? Boom. Anyway. All right, guys, so that's my take on the video. I told you it was going to be kind of ugly, because it's an ugly situation. I'll wait for the day to see when this actually gets easier. I don't see it happening. I really don't. People are just so hung up in their bullshit. And when people are not liking you because you're gay, child, really has nothing to do with you. It really has to do with them. So all my young people, keep that in mind. Baby, it ain't about you. That's about them. That's their insecurity being thrown off on you. All right, guys. So you can thumbs up or thumbs down the video. Y'all know how that works. Leave comments. I'm always open to hear what you guys think. And that's basically it. And I will talk with you guys later. Bye.